Good afternoon, everyone. This is Orlando McAllister reporting for the LMS Extra Show. What you're seeing behind me is the newly constructed Barclay Center, the home of the Brooklyn Nets, who moved from New Jersey right down here in downtown Brooklyn, and this area is considered Prospect Heights. Going back into recent history, we knew that the Brooklyn Dodgers, who used to play down in Ebbsfield, a neighborhood in which I was raised, on Sullivan and McKeever Place. They used to be there back in before the 40s. They were the first team under Walter O'Malley, the owner, to have had the first Negro baseball player to make it to the major leagues. That was Jackie Robinson in 1947. They were the only teams that were not as racist to accept them into Major League Baseball. So basically they used to play down there, and they moved. Walter O'Malley tried to negotiate a contract with the city of New York at that time for them to build a new stadium right on this site where the Barclay Center is going up. But the mayor, Walter Moses, Robert Wagner, the mayor at that time, they did not reach an agreement. Walter O'Malley said, okay, we're moving to Los Angeles. Brooklyn hasn't had a sports professional team since. We're going to be right back. We're going to take a pause so I could give you some facts about the new stadium, its owners, Mikhail Prokhorov, Jay-Z, some of the concerts that's going to happen here in this 18,000 seated arena, and the different concerts that they'll be having here. Thank you.
Oh, what a lovely day in the neighborhood right here downtown Brooklyn. Prospect Heights, the Barclay Center, home of the new Brooklyn Nets, Brooklyn Nets, and shows and concerts and college basketball games. I mean, they're gonna have the works down here. You heard what my producer said a few minutes ago. Oh, yes. Took a long time, as he said earlier. This same land was supposed to be for the Brooklyn Dodgers, but you know how the city goes back in them days, and sometimes to a certain extent today too. But also too, I have mixed feelings about it, but I always believe persistence pays out in the case of Bruce Ratner. He saw a vision, and he ran with the vision. And no matter what it takes, he got the job done. And that's all I'm going to leave it at. I'm hoping that it'll create jobs, it could create opportunities for the many people in Brooklyn. Being a Brooklynite myself, I see it's going to, I see this something positive, and of course there's always a downside, but I still see something for the borough, and I believe the stadium, and they're not paying me, folks, I believe it's going to be a place for the whole, you could take the whole family. And we'll be right back.
I'm back. Just got through seeing Lenny Matthews just cover some basic facts about the Barclay Center. He laid it out, the square footage, the seating capacity. He was also able to interview a young gentleman named Ulysses, who actually lives in central Brooklyn on East Flatbush, and we just happened to run into him up here in downtown Brooklyn. Behind me, as you can see, is a mall. You have the Guitar Center, the terminal here, Victoria's Secret. You got Best Buy, Burlington, Coke Factory. So you have all the heavy hitters in terms of commercial space and places where people can come and spend their dollar. whether this vicinity here in Brooklyn has its parallels to 34th Street and 7th Avenue, where you find the Madison Square Garden, only time will tell. Although, when you go to the Madison Square Garden, usually you take the train to get there, or the bus, and the developers here are hoping that the same thing happens here in downtown. Yeah, what brings you here? So, is this the first time you come to Brooklyn?
No, I've been here off and on for the last 5 years. My wife actually live up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she moved up here. She a Memphis New York transplant from Memphis.
Okay.
And I've been off and on, just coming up here, just checking out. So I've been watching the stadium in progression of being built, and I just wanted to kind of check it out for the first time. Getting a new iPhone over there, and they taking forever. So at Radio Shack. So I just want to come over here and check out the stadium out, basically.
So how long have you been up here on your return visit?
I've been up here for a week now.
You'll be here a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually lived up here for a little while. I had a job, but that's a different story.
Okay. When are you going back?
I'm going back next week. Next Friday.
Okay.
It's coming up Friday.
So you did mention that you have an accent. So is that the accent down there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of more southern, kind of country. Some people don't sound as country as I do, but
right.
I mean, yeah, this is basically what you get. Like, nobody in Memphis say, hey, where you from? But I get that all the time up here or whatever.
Right.
Being that, I'm from Memphis. Country, yeah.
Isn't there like some jazz musicians come out of Memphis?
We got a lot of blues.
Okay.
More blues.
Okay.
The Stack sound too, right?
Stacks. We got the Stack Museum.
Yeah.
Of course, we got Elvis Presley.
Oh, Elvis. Oh, yeah, honey.
Yeah. But you got Stacks. All of Barclays. I can't even think of them right now on the fly.
Yes.
But yeah, it's really interesting. The Stack Museum, if you ever get a chance to go by.
Right. Are you a basketball fan normally?
I'm a basketball fan. Yeah, I am.
Okay. Wait, were you satisfied with
that's ridiculous. They can throw this big billion-dollar stadium in the middle of Brooklyn, and then when it comes time to help the little band, they drag their feet. Well, we got a lot of red tape and stuff like that. It does make you think. It really does make you think. Yeah, it does. I think that is something that needs to be changed about that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, because I was telling Lenny, like, we about the only species in these days and times that don't really look out for each other. And I gave him an example. I said, look at the ant colony. That's something as small as an insignificant ant. How they work together for a common cause for their own kind.
Yes, sir.
Why can't we learn from that?
You're exactly right.
You know?
You sound like my dad now. He
Really?
said you sound like my dad. You said you can learn a lot from just a little ant. Because how they work together and how they come together for, like you said, that common cause, that common goal, or whatever like that. And we as people, and black people mostly, we just keep on sorting each other out and everything. So I definitely agree with you.
And then again, being that we're on the topic of basketball, we can come together as a team with 12-man roster for common cause, win some games, stay highly competitive, and most of these ball players are making exorbitant salary. They're at the high income bracket, but how many of them are really giving back? All right, I'm not faulting them. Or are they really in control of their purse? Are they really in control of how they spend their money?
Right.
Anything else to say, brother?
No, I just love talking to New York, and I love being in New York, and I really appreciate this interview.
Okay.
And, that's it.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Your name?
Orlando. And this is
Manny and Matthews.
And I was amazed at the speed in which this arena was put up. Construction happened so swiftly when all the major parties got together on this. And it goes to show you that when human beings can come together in a common cause, how things can rapidly develop. But it kind of needs a lot to be desired when it comes to like affordable housing and being able to balance the budget, the economy, being equitable in terms of salary distribution. Also, when it comes to education, it seems that we really can't nail the most ideal curriculum for human beings of all ages. But when we tend to put our minds together and set aside our differences to try to reach common ground towards a common goal, things can happen. And to me, this is a prime example. Things could have happened. This arena went up so fast, so quickly, because I was here 6 months ago, and there were still trains on this site. Now it's about 3 weeks away to a month for the first game to be played here. They're going to have some concerts here before that, and it'll be ready to go. So it's a lesson to humankind that if we eliminate all the bickering and the egos, that things can eventually be done for the common good of humanity. Maybe we need to study other species on this earth, like the insignificant ants, the ant colonies, how they work together as social insects to build for the common good of their kind. So in other words, we haven't really learned too much as human beings over time. So we better learn quick before time runs out and the Most High.
Hey, we ain't got too much time neither, right?
There really isn't too much time, but then again, when you're dealing with the Supreme Most High and his or her creation, all things are possible. You got people talking about, I own this and I own that on a planet that's 3/4 water filled. To think that way, I would say, is lunacy. We don't own anything. We don't even own our own bodies in which we came into this world with. So give thanks to your creator, whoever that belief system is that you believe in. Just take what God has allotted to you and learn to share. I think it's about sharing, basically. Because currency is a man-made invention. It really doesn't hold weight if you believe in the kingdom of God, whatever your belief system is. Because you can't bribe God. How can you bribe the supreme entity that made all things? It's impossible. So mankind, wake up before it's too late. Stop being selfish. Control your ego and look out for your own kind as well as other types of species on this planet. Thank you.
I still love this site. Everybody from around the world, come on to Brooklyn, because this is going to be what's happening later for Midtown Manhattan and or their starbucks and everything else. Come to Brooklyn. This is Lenny from the LMS show, Extra Extra, and you'll see it on the Orlando McAllister channel. See you soon!